Danny had brought up a month ago saying how an old town had bought gift cards for everyone in the city. And we're like, well, we're not at that level where we can give everyone a $10 gift card that has a household. So what we talked about doing is, from this, I wanted us to talk about an amount we can go out and spend. So say I think there's like 22 different businesses this south of 181. So if we put an amount of say $3,000 and we go buy in $10 increments from each store, say $200 worth of $10 gift cards, right? So we're using our marketing thing of the sales tax that the business pay into our, for promoting new businesses to come downtown during these time events or current ones. That night, the EDC will have a table, we'll market ourselves, and we talked about a punch card, and Wilson County News would do this. They would take this flyer, they would have a list of all the stores, they'll create a stamp. So that stamp is specific for this event, and they'll hand it out to all the businesses as they become part of this. And the ones that can't, we can say, okay, we got 22 businesses, don't quote me on that number, but just throw it out there. We want to get 15% of people you got 15 of those 22 stores, you got to go get a stamp. So from that day, you got to go get signed off and walk into 15 stores and stamp this punch card or this flyer. And when you come back to our table from 7 to 9, after we light the tree and everything, we'll be at the table, and you turn it in. We'll have a Santa Claus bag, random, we just pull out, boom. Okay, you get a $10 gift card to Matas. You get a $10 gift card to Big Dan's. You get a $10 gift card to the hair place. They cut hair. But
yeah, exactly.
It's a Sylvia's.
But you can also call it like the scavenger hunt.
The scavenger, exactly.
Yeah.
So on that map, so we talked about if we can't do the parade, how can we do something a little funner?
Yeah.
And then, so during that scavenger hunt, they have different areas where kids can do like hot chocolate or decorating cookies or writing a letter to Santa. And then we can bring on real snow and not just like the foam bubbles and have a real snow area for the kids. So we're not gonna have the parade, but we're gonna put it with something different. So it is a destination event for our town.
HG wants the train.
Oh yeah, and have the train that's going around, and
I like the train.
she likes the train.
I like the train.
I love the idea.
It's cute.
So,
I move.
so I don't, I just don't want to, I don't want to put it to exceed an amount. So I'm just gonna do like
Motion to approve.
let me.
Okay, we thought of all the logistics. We've thought about every scenario.
Ben's
I
in charge.
agree, I'm sure there's.
What's my job on the lines?
Ben's in charge.
And Wilson County is really gonna help us put the punch thing together, the scavenger hunt, so that we can do it. I think that, rather than the decorating contest and it's kind of some serious bias, nobody knew about it, we have to apply. I think anybody comes, we can show up, we can help them do gift certificates, that we'll print them officially, and then if they don't do it that night, they can do it later.
Yeah.
But it draws people to that.
But we need to get them on them so we can punch card it, we can have it, and they can be picking up these flyers
So they don't go to the scavenger hunt on that Friday night?
that night only, that day.
They have to do it
That day, throughout the whole day, you have to get that thing, and that's the only day. You can't go a week in advance. But that day, you gotta
Just
really,
that Friday.
just that Friday, you gotta showcase the town. So you gotta walk in there, but it's anything this side of 181, I don't know, yeah, this side of 181, is that east, west, I couldn't
I
tell
don't
you.
know.
So, I'm
either
sure there's an app on my phone I can do.
Sonic, so Sonic not counting.
Yeah.
Sonic.
No, we're not talking about Sonic, we're not talking about Sisters, we're not talking about stuff on 181, that's its own quarter. This is, so like from this side of 181, outside of Decent, you have that Christian bookstore, which is like the Rooster something. And then you have, of course, like Sylvia's, then you have other people that have it.
Squeaks and all that.
Yeah.
People want to, to encourage people to come down into this kind of area, is what we're trying to get.
So we
But
can-
first, they have to buy into the ad. Is that
No.
what you're saying?
No,
As us being a sponsor,
they have to go business.
us being a sponsor, they're gonna have to buy into ad to get this.
To get the-
But then, by us being a sponsor and doing the gift card part of the scavenger hunt, I like that idea, then we're gonna list their names. So we're helping businesses that maybe don't have the advertising funds to put their name in there. So they'll be listed on the side as part of the scavenger hunt, and they'll have the publicity for 2 weeks. So this is everything, like finders, keepers.
Okay, but I'm saying, I
How
own
many
the business
businesses do they
downtown.
have to go to?
How do I get, do I get on that list?
So Wilson County News runs this flyer, so they are already in the process, and I guess you can correct me wrong, they're in the process of going out and getting from last year to do this. And then as we become a sponsor, since we already got that approved, we will go and get a list of all
The
the.
question is, are y'all gonna contact all the businesses?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
But how are you gonna get people to go down?
well, because of that.
You're gonna have a flyer sheet, and then
And
on
they're
that
taking
map,
them with them.
they'll, they'll have that, we're hoping to have like a map
No,
on the
but
back.
like for people just to go to your table.
I like that.
Oh, then we'll just say, come to the table as part of the flyer, and have like a map. It says, if you wanna get your reward of a $10 gift card, please show up at the table by the tree.
So we'll
And
have
then
Gerard
Ben,
with the mic.
Yeah.
Ben, how many businesses are they gonna have to get
Yeah,
done
Facebook
before they
is
can
yes.
qualify for a gift card? They might not be able to do all 15.
So like 15, no, it's not, so like 75% or 60%. We'll come up with a number, we got,
I can tell you that I went last year when it was a tree lighting, and I actually did walk around all the area, and I found some really cute little gifts.
And not only
some
the
other
shopping,
stores
but
that
I mean,
didn't even know existed
people that maybe
down there.
don't go eat at like Fluffs, at least they get to walk in the store, see what it looks like, and they gotta talk to someone, and they gotta get a stamp. They gotta walk in the trail riders and look at the display, so it just gets the footprint down there.
And the kids take it, they were all dressed up to take pictures,
Mhm.
but the tree. which I
Yes,
thought
and with
was really
Santa
nice.
Claus,
It
there
was
was
so
a lot
important
of
for me to
people.
see that, so.
Yeah.
How do we promote
Everybody
it?
wanted to do Santa.
So as we partner with Wilson County, they're gonna
And
promote.
they're really,
That's
this
part
one,
of-
this one, they think they're really gonna promote as well.
And so they're gonna,
And
they're
their app
buying,
too, their app.
yeah, they're buying,
Wilson.
they're buying is they're gonna promote going to these businesses and getting the gift card. Our end is, helping to identify the businesses, put businesses that maybe can't afford the color ad as part of this. And then we'll be going around and, once they have that final thing, we'll have it probably mid-October, mid-November. Then once we get it approved, I think, say we got 20 businesses, I would like to have about $4,500 approved. That would give 20 businesses at $200 to go buy. I think that's right here there's 15, and I think there's 5 or 6 more. If I need more, we can amend that motion at the, or not to exceed 5,000 or something like that, whatever y'all think.
One of the things that I wouldn't set a time frame. Some restaurants open earlier and, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever time, some people are gonna be here in the morning, evening.
Well, it's an all-day thing, so you have all day to try to go to 15 stores downtown.
But make sure that you stipulate that
And you can only
all the
get,
business.
and so the businesses will have that one stamp that will create Wilson County News. And so they know that stamp, they're gonna give you a bag with that stamp, and we're gonna go deliver it like a zip bag, and then you turn that bag in. That would be our kind of thing we do every year, just to promote driving people to the stores.
But you don't have to buy anything at these stores, right?
No.
You can just go
No.
in and visit.
Yeah, because we thought about
You
like,
just have to go and get a
we
stamp.
thought about buying it, but it was a logistical nightmare. Like if you had to spend $50, you turn in your receipt and I give you, no, it was better just to say, let's do a scavenger hunt, stamp it,
We don't stamp it at the-
and we're giving back our sales tax dollars that we're collecting
Yeah.
to promote their businesses and give us something back. And that's where we're gonna set ourselves for an economic growth.
Why do we exclude
Should,
people
because we're gonna
across all the
do,
businesses across?
Because I think it's a different type of event that we're gonna do on 181. So, because our goal right now is how do you promote downtown businesses? And you can't do 181 in that. You gotta pick one and go. So we have to have some of these events that are geared towards downtown. And as we wanna do the highway and help like our mom and pop restaurants like JC's and Taco Del Rey that just came in.
GCs on the other side.
Yeah, so that'll be part of what we call the 181 corridor. Anything on 181 in that direction will be our main business corridor, because you're dealing with more corporate sponsors. So as we come up with an event, we're gonna get more corporate sponsors, have a different kind of event for those businesses. So this is geared towards what, whereas we talk about later our workshop, how do we rebuild and regrow and rebrand our downtown? So we'll talk about multiple of these things, or how do we rebrand our downtown. So you'll see some of the things about like downtown committees later on. So this was a part of that old time Christmas night. It's all geared towards shopping, sales tax dollars that we're trying to put back in our stores, and marketing our businesses. So it's not towards like an event moving forward. So
Ward, Mr. Reed is asking for appropriation of $5,000, not to exceed $5,000 of the Citizen Shopping Cart Project. We have a motion.
Where's it coming from?
it's gonna come from our,
Christmas budget?
no, it's gonna come from our marketing budget. Last year, we had a $50,000 marketing budget, and we only spent like 30,000 of it.
We have, how much, you mentioned it before, but I wasn't listening.
Yeah, so we spent,
Now, how much do we have this year?
currently, we have budgeted, $50,000, but we had moved some for Christmas last year, but we still have like $14,000 left of our
It's coming
market.
out of that.
It's gonna come out of our marketing dollars.
Do we have any other plans for the rest? Well, I guess that'll be the end of the year, so we'll have money left over, right?
Yeah, well, if we do it right now, then what we
Yeah.
plan on doing between now and September 30th is getting that out of our current year budget where we have, I have it on my desk, I should probably, so I think there's $14,000 left in the marketing
So
budget.
we'll have 9,000 left, so
Yeah,
that's.
and we only, and it ends in 21 days,
Okay.
and we'll have our new budget cycle start.
Okay, so I move to approve the citizen shopping cart project for $5,000.
Out of the 18-19 year budget.
Okay, is there a second on the motion? Mr. Eadrick, motion by Castillo, second by Eadrick to approve the citizen shopping cart project up to $5,000. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries 5-0. CA to approve FEDC advertisement in the Gruber Gazette.
Okay, so this was one where I heard Fred talked about the Goober thing. So this is just something that Charlotte and me put on the agenda because it was something that they did previously, so I want to talk about it. It's not something
Set in stone.
set in stone. Last year, we paid for a one-page fee for $900 during the Goober Gazette. So I want to put some numbers out there for us real quick as we move forward. So last year we paid $900 for that. We turned around and gave $1,000 for the window shopping thing that's happened on. And then we paid like $150 for, what was that ad we did?
The football?
Not the football. The little ad that the city and we did here at the $150. It was for, oh, the football?
The football.
Okay, oh yeah, the scores, okay. So it was marketing our town for the scores. So they spent, about $2,500 last year, so we're at $5,500. I can't really do my job and justify taking out a $900 ad and what that has to do towards marketing businesses that day, because Goober Games is the Peanut Festival. The Peanut Festival gets money from the hotel tourist thing. That's part of like Heads to Beds. So if we wanted to maybe do a smaller ad to just show our support of the Peanut Festival and the Goober Gazette, did you have those numbers that we were?
Yes,
Yeah.
so a half-page ad is $359.34. Quarter-page ad is $179.14. So this is promoting the FEDC.
To me, I think this, at least from the looks of it, does the job that I was referring to.
Yes.
Because we're not here to promote the businesses
Yeah.
per se, but to promote the city so that
Yes.
we can attract businesses.
Yes. And that's what we're doing.
So this is, to me, that's almost like an example of what we're talking about.
Yeah. So we're just doing different
The
versions.
amount, I don't know what the amount would be.
Yeah.
That's,
What's our message on the ad?
Support Forzo.
Join us at the Peanut Festival.
And then
But,
it's,
but advertising us,
You can,
FEDC.
change it to whatever you like, that's what I'm sure. But it's $900,
Yeah.
list your name if they want to, but it's.
So we would have this, like this part right here? that's-
No, we have a whole page. This is the ad from
Oh, this
last
is the
year.
whole thing?
This is last year's ad.
But I think the main message here is
ran for
us
2
telling
weeks.
the public this is a place to come.
Yes, supporting us to
Yeah.
come during that event.
ads.
And last year we didn't,
Mention on the front cover.
we already supported the billboard. So we put $1,000 in the billboard, which we didn't do last year, we did this. So, if you were just supporting it more often than not, do you need to do a full page ad? I think we need to do it.
Council?
I've got a question. Every time when it comes to marketing, everybody's like, trying to market Floresville. 3/4 of the people of Floresville know what's going on, but the rest of the state doesn't know. What are we doing to market people from the state? I have a lot of relatives that live outside of Floresville and friends and everything else. If they know that something's coming on, and this is where the big picture comes in, because these people are gonna come in, not just stay for 30 minutes, they're gonna come stay overnight. They're gonna drink, have a good time, whatever. They're gonna stay in our hotels and motels. That's what we're really looking at. to bring in people from all over the place. Hey, maybe you have a brother that lives in New York or California or whatever. Hey, how are we gonna market that, those people to come into our town? You know, we gotta look at the big picture, we gotta get away of this little, small-minded thing, you know? If you want a lot of people to come into your deals, look at Fredericksburg. They're packed every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to the gill. You know, can't hold no people in there. You know, all the hotels and motels are packed. You know, we could be a town like that, you know, so, but they market their town really good.
So I brought in, I met with the company, I wasn't ready to present on it tonight, and have gotten some of those marketing numbers on what they can do nationwide. But before we get to that point, there's some things we gotta go back and do. We gotta get with how we're gonna brand our downtown. If we're gonna market it, we gotta have you know, are we gonna call it the Square? Are we gonna come shop at 3rd and C? What are we gonna call our you know, the branding of what we wanna bring? Because we have to have a motto or logo to do that, and right now we don't have that.
But you're marketing the city of Floresville,
Yeah.
not just
No.
one downtown
Oh,
area.
no, I know.
Right.
Fredericksburg does the whole town, they don't
Yeah.
say just B Street or whatever, but it shows a picture of all the businesses and everything
Yeah.
that are available, you know? And what's available, what's your resource in the city of Floresville?
Well, I think
Is there a place
that
to be?
if
Or is
we
there
were
a place to
to,
be?
like you said, and I'm assuming that the sign you were talking about is the one that's.
On 181.
On 181.
I mean, on 37.
Yes,
Mhm.
37. Okay, and I think this is what you get the people from San Antonio, market the town, so those people can come into Florida.
There
So
you
that's
go.
what I'm saying, do we wanna do something like this here, or do you wanna go bigger and get a billboard on another area of San Antonio or something like that and do the same kind of thing?
Well, this is just a one-time thing, right?
Yeah, so how long do they, I don't know how long they run this
I
ad?
mean, I know,
Full
It's-
page
one time, right?
for 2 weeks.
So.
For 2 weeks. The Goober
That
Gazette.
includes- That includes their online ad and.
I think we still need to market it, but I think we can spend some of these dollars. Do we do on that grandiose goal 945? I think if we split that 945, I mean, we have the money, and we didn't spend any of it last year. So if we're gonna spend it, I mean, let's do that, but, you know, direct me in a way.
Is that for the whole entire Peanut Festival thing?
Mhm.
Okay.
For that amount, can we do several quarter ads? Different sections of the paper? or
Just
is
put
it
on
just-
how about an ad on Facebook and social media?
Well, they have those different ads right there on 37 now, when you turn to 37, and you can put it on it's a digital, like right now, Sinus took over the one by the vape shop right there.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you.
So you
about
can do a
that.
digital ad and show some things like that, and it constantly,
Put it on Facebook, on social media, you go to concerts, put it out there, at the movie theater, put it at the movie theaters, put it all over the place.
so me and
the
Henry have
big
talked, and
cities.
that's how we could partner moving forward with the city, because I think the city has that billboard and multiple things where it just sits vacant. I mean, and it just costs, I think, $1,000 every time to change it, so,
$1,000 a month.
$1,000.
just to keep it.
It keeps $1,000 a month we have to pay, and then every time we change the advertising on it, it's $1,000.
So if we can partner up and we can, with the city on that, we can change some things ourselves, change because all you're doing is really, I think, that it only gets changed, twice a year, Peanut
Well,
Festival
we put
and
Peanut Festival on there, we put Freedom Fest on there.
Freedom Fest.
We don't do extravaganza anymore, because it's a one-time thing, and other than that, it's just, you know.
There's not enough time after the Peanut Festival until the extravaganza, there's not
Yeah.
enough time.
Right.
So I think we-
then after Peanut
That's
comes
another
down-
thing too, the extravaganza, hey, you gotta market it good
Mhm.
for everything.
You gotta do.
We've got a gold mine right here at the event center, we just gotta market it properly and run it properly. And
So if I can hear you right, is this something that we want to continue to do? This is the advertising. Like I said, it's coming on new to this job. I didn't know we did this. I didn't remember it from the past. So if we want to continue to do it, I just wanted to make sure y'all had the discussion on, hey, do you want to go out and put a full page ad again? Do you want to do a half page or a quarter page and move forward with this?
This is on the insert, right, the
Yes.
Goober Gazette,
Mhm.
the smaller insert that's in the newspaper.
Mort, is this something we wanna do this year?
Do we get more benefit from this or from doing a sign?
I just can't help it, but to me, I think we've got to make sure, though, that we're advertising the city in the proper
Yes.
manner, and that is to enhance, expand on business opportunities, or to bring people in that will contribute to business enterprises, not just to come and spend money at our businesses now. And so this one appears to be doing that. To me, I'm not really that much for Peanut Festival, they've got enough help from us already. But to me, I think, it's not a matter of bringing people, for a particular event, they're gonna stay hotel, motel. That's hotel, motel tax, that's not economic development. Economic development is long-range kind of thing, which requires advertising to get it going. And somehow or other, we're using these instruments now that are coming up for our use. We gotta make sure that we have the kind of thing that I'm talking about here as part of it. Advertising, publicizing the city to encourage or to attract.
Well, I think it's good, because I mean, if we're gonna go do something like this, I think we can.
Well, again, this to me is not a big deal,
Yeah.
This one seems to do exactly what I'm
Yeah.
talking about here.
Can we
Now-
have a motion to that effect, or so we can move on? Is there a motion?
We're gonna call it Floresville, is that
You wanna make a motion?
Yeah, we're talking about changing the wording. So instead of support Floresville, we're talking about doing Floresville the place to be. So, not
That's
just,
what you're saying there, isn't it?
yeah. Well, this is says
No,
support.
it says support Floresville, we're gonna tell them Floresville is the place to be.
Yeah, join us at the Floresville Peanut Festival and Parade.
Mhm.
But see, like where it says Floresville exists to assist you in your business.
Yes.
That's the message.
Well, that's what we're gonna put on all our stuff moving
Yes.
forward. We're not,
That's what we
yeah,
need to do.
no, that we're gonna do.
Okay.
Whether it's the Peanut Festival, whether it's extravaganza, whatever we do, the Economic Development Corporation is gonna let them know that we're here to assist you in your businesses. That's our message. That's our branding
If
message.
it's effective to do it through this process or this instrument, meaning the Peanut Festival,
Yeah.
let's do it. If not, let's do like Sherry, something that's more.
I think since we're taking on, the, thing, I think a half page would suffice, so.
Is it in color, like this?
Yes. But if we do the half page or quarter page, it will not run for 2 weeks.
Okay, then,
And what are we talking about here? What money?
What is it, run?
$3.59 for the half page,
It's marketing.
$1.79 for the
It's up
quarter
at the
page.
top, you don't have it right, Fred?
Yes, I've got it right here.
Oh, okay.
If you're gonna go with it, go with the whole thing.
okay, okay, we'll get a motion for that?
I'll move.
Okay,
Motion by Mr. Gonzalez to go
with the change of the,
the whole page with the Wilson County News,
Right. And
$954.
make sure that the wording is particularly,
Oh,
highlighting that particular.
the only thing that's gonna change is where it says support Floresville. Everything else is gonna stay the same.
Right, good.
We're gonna-
Second to the motion? Second by Mr. Uduak, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries 5-0.
I'm still thinking.
Okay, so you're
Fine.
gonna,
Your social
Yeah.
media, just little
you're gonna change the
He's
wording.
gonna,
You're
he's
change the
gonna leave
wording.
this out.
We
No,
are.
no, he's gonna leave that.
Okay.
Join us at the Floresville Peanut Festival and Parade.
It's just,
Not
where it says
that.
support Floresville,
Yeah.
it's gonna say Floresville is the place to be,
There you
join
go.
us at that.
Right.
Floresville place to be, dot, dot,
See,
dot.
we're not supporting the Peanut Festival, we're still representing us.
Yes.
Yes.
This is just an
Yes.
instrument to be
Yeah.
used.
Exactly.
This is.
But I wanna do a-
This date,
I think what Councilman said, we need to do a bigger, better job of it, not just in our local paper, but maybe more billboards, or what statewide radio stations we can get on, or our social media campaigns we can get on. So I talked with the marketing company that come in, I'm just not ready to go to that until we find out what our branding model is gonna be moving forward.
but see, like, back again, if you're an outsider,
Mhm.
A family member or your friends
Oh, yeah.
or whatever, if you already know what dates are set,
Yeah,
Peanut Festival's second weekend in October.
Yeah.
Extravaganzas in December,
And the
the
4th of
so-and-so.
yeah.
4th of July, Freedom Fest is so-and-so date. If you have several different dates,
Put 'em on and market it.
a running event, you gotta put all those,
Mhm.
so that way, hey, we got a versatile of people, so certain people like certain things, and the more things that we put in there, hey.
Like we talked about, even
at
today,
different
we
dates,
talked
so
about,
that's what you
come
want.
join our adult leagues at the event center, things like that, to just show we're doing these
With that,
things.
just now I'm thinking, all of these are instruments.
Yes.
They're there to put out a message, but the message ought to be FEDC.
Yes,
For that Alzheimer's.
Reaching out for businesses,
I like to remember.
presenting what we have like you did here.
yes.
But not highlight the peanut.
No, and that's what it's gonna be about. Like, this message is gonna be part of the Christmas thing. Like, it's not just gonna be about shopping, it's gonna be about, we're here to assist your business, and that's
The
what,
events are just instruments for us to
yeah,
put the message out.
and that's what the message of the shopping
Good.
thing is, to
Let's
be,
do it.
FEDC is exist to help you and your business, and that's what that scavenger hunt's gonna be.
Okay, let's move on to item D, consideration of action to approve Feed the Boys on
So-
September the 26th.
So I guess, coming in as new blood and talking, hearing about different, things that, other organizations or other cities do and how they support. One thing is how we support our youth. We've never historically done that with EDC or,
Feed the boys?
yeah, so we've done that with the EDC or we've done that with the city. So the city, Feed the Boys is a program they have, it's called Feed the Boys. That check we made today, it's a organization set up by a group of moms years ago, and we're gonna come in on the 26th if we accept this today. They spend about $350, and they go out and buy a meal for the football team on a Thursday night before their home game. They bring in someone to speak. So at that night, if one of the council people or one of y'all wanted to come speak to the boys night for the game, like say Danny, if you want to come as president, just talk about what we think about them moving forward, or Jake wants to come talk about it. I mean, I can talk as an alumni. We go there, the Feed the Boys group of moms will buy the lasagna or whatever that night. We're supporting it financially, but we're gonna help serve that night. I know there's a council meeting at 6, but this happens about 4:30. We go in, we start real quick. We can still come back and do our business with the city. I think we extend it to the city council members to come as well. And we just stand there and we just support our youth, and we show that of what FEDC is about. This is about us as a town and how it's bigger than us.
That's gonna be the main core of what we are going to say.
Mhm.
We do it through whatever instrument, this may be one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm asking for a, 350 to, like a lady said, she went to Bill Miller's and put 400, but I think 350 would be good. So if I can get a motion for 350, and then I can give them, reach out to Ms. Hodge and Ms. Hartman tomorrow and lock down that date. And we can, I'll send it out that day for us to Feed the Boys on September.
Where is it?
It's at the Tigers Den.
Oh, there?
Yeah, we go to the Tigers Den, they have a room, and they have the, like right now, they have a big, like, thing, we'll come down, we'll serve them, they'll come through and eat, and then we'll let someone talk to them, and then we'll take a picture with all the boys. And it's just,
And have you talked to the school, see if they wanna donate to it? Or no?
the school, no, there's already a program set up with the moms. Yeah, they, like, you have different clubs, like, I think, the Methodist Church
something
did
with
it
the
one
school
night.
then, right?
Yeah, they have 10, it's for the home games, they have 4 home games, so you only have 4 opportunities. They had someone didn't sign up to do it when I called, because I had the lady's contact, and she said, we were just gonna grid in as parents and donate it. And I'm like, let me talk to my board, I think it'd be something that we could move it forward and do so.
Okay, is there a motion?
I so move.
So moved by Castillo, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Gatto. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries 5-0.
For $350.
For 350.
Yes, and I'll get them a.
Next item, consideration action to approve National Night Out October 1st with city police.
Yeah, so, man, I had to do some talking on this one. I just sent the email out today and I got the approval, and I'm really excited about this. Jake probably knows about it, because I think your block does it. So they got National Night Out.
Yeah.
In the state of Texas, it talks about promoting your city police officers, and we're just gonna be a community of getting to know each other, right? So, when I was in San Antonio, we had block, you do it block, you do community-wise. And Livonia does it community-wise, and they get a national award as a community. They have a free event in their downtown parking lot. I mean, their downtown park, and they have like, vendors come out, they have some games, some things like that. The police officers come out. I'm just asking for us to figure out a price, because I don't know what that would be, to where we can set up a table, talk about how we're helping our businesses and being safe. Talk to the chief of police and Devin Keene. They've already accepted to do it with us. The only day you can do it is October 1st. If you're gonna do it, Texas's National Night Out is Tuesday, October 1st. So we were thinking about going, talk to Henrietta with the city, no one used the event center on Tuesday normally. We would use the event center patio, outside area where the tree is, and maybe half of by the stage if we needed to, as we planned it. We'll go from like 6 to 8, or 5 to 8, something like that. And we'll just set up a table. So what I did today is I sent an email off, I registered us for $35, that's all it costs. So we're now a member as a city of National Night Out. We gotta order some banners to put out there. They're like $38 a piece. So, we were thinking about putting one at, HEB, right there at, Standish, where people drive by Mr. Mills right in there. And then put one at the Pecan Park on some T-posts.
And C in 181.
CM 181, and so, and just promote that night out. We'll send flyers in the school things. We'll get with the Chamber of Commerce, because they
It's
want
gonna
to,
be at the event center?
it's gonna be at the event center.
Okay, it's never been at the event center, right? So how do we promote that?
Well, we've never really actually had
We
it.
never had it.
On its own. Usually it ran with the Google Games, and so that's also gonna be at the event center.
Mhm.
The Goober game's gonna be at the event center?
Yes, sir.
What happened to the downtown area?
That's the
They had
following
it,
week.
they had it last year at the
Event center.
event center because of the weather, and,
They loved it.
they loved it, so they asked if they come back again. So it gets people out there to the event center, so the Google Games is gonna be out there at the event center.
So I think you want to talk about what y'all historically done in the past, right?
This,
National-
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we just have done right in her block.
Yeah.
Let's say, and, somebody, for the past 2 years, it's been at Mrs. Dora's front yard.
Yep.
And everybody brings cookies, yeah, whatever.
Hot dogs.
Yeah, hot dogs, yeah, whatever. And, we just sit there and get to meet your neighbors, and at the same time, the police come.
So I did some surveying, and I think you're the only block that does it in the whole town. So Livonia did it as a community, so I want to do this big. I said, if we're going to do things, we're going to put ourselves on the map. So let's do it. And so I emailed him today saying, hey, I'm sorry, you have to have it by June or July, but I just registered today with you. He's going to backdate it. He talked to the committee. It's already done. We're in the award ceremony part of it. And then we'll do a post book afterwards that's due. We'll put a binder together. We'll take pictures. We run ads in the paper. So I'll talk to.
But is there a program set up?
Yeah, there's a program set up for it.
The PD has some type of.
Yeah, the thing's already.
It's like child kids.
It's child kids, and then also that we have money in the court that we can use, that we have the child fund support.
Technology fund.
Technology fund that we can use for stuff, so we're gonna be able to put some things together. Some of our police officers are certified to show people how to put those car seats in, so we'll have them out there doing that kind of demonstration. EMS said, oh, they'll be out there, show them how to do CPR.
Fire trucks go out there, so
Well,
it'll be a
let's
good.
do it.
So I think, man, the amount, I really don't have a recommendation. It can be as big or as small as we want to do it as a board. We looked on the website today. You can buy T-shirts for the people.
Printed some stuff
Oh,
from the
never
print.
mind. Hot off the press. Hold on real quick.
We can make T-shirts and give them out as gifts, you know.
And
how
then they have
that
frisbees you
fountain
buy.
shoots
Well,
it out?
if I'd have known this earlier, they
I would say
have
sure.
hats and the wristbands. The wristbands for 89
That's
cents.
what I was saying, yes, the gun that shoots them out.
I'd like the scavenger hunt, no shooting.
Okay. You know, I do have a suggestion, if y'all, okay,
That's a 6x4.
That's the banner
Banner.
that we're gonna get.
How much is that?
Go ahead.
okay, so remember I was telling you, like, how do you get people to go to the Christmas thing, right? I don't know why I didn't go last year, but I know George took the grandkids.
6x4.
Now, you know how everybody's a dog lover.
Yeah.
Why don't you do a dog contest, and everybody's gonna show up with their dogs, and do like the best dressed dog.
We talked, yeah.
But not everybody has a dog.
No, everybody has a dog.
Who's gonna pick?
There's no dog in this fight.
But I just have to,
Yeah.
The commercial dogs, like, you
You get a tag.
I can sign, the tag's like $5, but we can give them to you that day.
yes,
If you come with all your shots, you
plot,
get
yes.
the tag for free.
yes.
And then we can have that little, we can have a little area for the dogs to come. Okay.
I'm just saying, you know, like, wow, we're gonna go to all the
Yeah,
events.
pet cemetery.
We can have something in the back for the dogs.
So I think,
So what do you think of budget?
I mean, cause they have a table you buy, they have a table company you buy for like, we'll use your.
Oh, my head is just spinning right now. I have so many ideas.
Yeah, but still we have to buy.
Oh, yeah.
He just wanted to bring you some curious.
You have to come back, you can see them all around.
Okay.
Is there a motion on,
Okay, so,
item
let me
3E?
pass these
So
around.
this one's gonna be out at the event center, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, you sold it already.
I'll buy 3. So here's some things we
Mr.
printed
Reed
out.
is asking for $2,000.
$2,000.
Yeah, we're gonna buy hot dogs and, HEB, I'm gonna, apply for a little grant with them. So we'll go out there and the PD will be grilling hot dogs, we can help grill hot dogs.
sounds like we're spending
You're
our
gonna
marketing
put down
money,
your-
right?
Yeah,
Those,
you're
those
gonna-
are,
you're gonna
that's their
have
sponsor,
those
that,
numbers.
that's how it comes
But
from
I'm
like.
saying, this is how you're gonna do it, you have to keep
I
yours,
hear
and you do
Is there a
yours
motion?
like this, and then down here put
Yes,
Cornerstone Economic
I'm
Development.
gonna have it
Ben,
added on.
just don't forget that core message somewhere there.
Yes.
Okay, can I?
We're here to exist your business. We'll have a table set up.
I want you to make a motion.
Absolutely have to have this.
Yeah, that's what,
Theirs.
that's their sponsor.
You made the motion?
I want to make it.
Okay. Ahorita te digo.
I move to approve the National Night Out October the first with
With a
the City
budget
Police
up to?
Department, with a budget of up to $2,000. I think that was the number I
Yes.
heard.
That's fine. No, 2,000.
2,000.
Look at
Motion by
Sylvia.
Castillo, is there a second?
Seconds.
Second by Mr. Edrock, was it?
Yes.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries 5-0.
We're gonna be busy this year.
Okay, we're gonna change October board meeting from the 14th to the 21st, then?
Yeah, so I would like to, have y'all support to change the board meeting from the 14th, 21st. As you know, getting towards, good, getting towards, we have Team L the week before, the 9th through the 11th, getting things organized, like a week in advance. So, if we could just move to that next Monday,
That's an easy one.
okay?
I make a motion. to do
It's
that.
okay if I miss, I'm out of town.
On the 21st?
Oh, we're
We
gonna,
have another vacancy.
Just a quickie, on behalf of Sylvia's Hair Nail Salon, we want to give you a thanks for the facade,
Thank y'all.
You're welcome.
and you're doing a great thing for the city, and keep it going. Remember, we're the city, everybody's involved.
yes.
Yeah, and I'll be
I
in
just wanna
business
know
for
who this
20
is.
years in February.
Congratulations.
Oh my God, way to go.
Just saying. Just saying.
I'll do
What are
it.
you celebrating?
What?
What are you giving away?
Well, I don't know, I think we'll have a dance and bands and.
Oh
food
my
and
God.
Street
Okay,
party,
well,
street
mark it
party.
down.
Okay.
Block party.
Okay, you're,
Okay, this is.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Okay,
We have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez. Is there a second to that,
change the date.
to change the date?
Second.
Second by Mr. Gahn, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I know.
All opposed,
No,
motion
I'm
carries
gonna
5-0.
Well, I'm not gonna be here, so, I don't wanna oppose it.
Okay.
You can abstain.
5-0.
Okay, I'm saying.
Who was that?
5-0, okay.
Who-
I'll vote for
5-0,
it.
okay.
We'll find a replacement.
Put that on the agenda, find a replacement.
No, we have to get another,
So
we need
bad.
we need
Oh
a
my
new
God,
duty,
no.
right? We got a secretary.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you need something to vote
Okay.
for a
Follow the
position.
Okay.
With all the spending, we're gonna have to.
So this is why, this is exactly why we put this here. Okay, so when I took the job over, we only had one credit card, and it was for a $3,000 limit. I can't make any changes to it. The only thing I could change was when the city decided to dissolve the position of the comptroller. She was the second person on the card, so they let me put another person on the card. So myself, I have a card as a director, and Charlotte has a card as the assistant. So one thing, as we get with these events, a lot of stuff you have to buy online, you have to buy in here and now to get a discount, do the pricing. So I want to make a recommendation to increase the executive director's limit, my limit, up to 5,000, and Charlotte's limit up to 3,000. So we just have to have some documentation so we can turn it into the Wells Fargo.
They're two different account numbers?
No, one account, two different cards, one account, but two different numbers.
I know, but how can you have different limits?
His
Because
name, one's in his name.
one's in mine and one's in hers. So her limit, he has we have two different account numbers. Before historically, we had one card, so when we took on the second position, I could do Wells Fargo, we took Connie off, I could have two people on the card. So they created two accounts, with one, goes into one pool. So,
What do you actually buy with that card?
like, we bought TML, we paid for the furniture, we had to put a down payment.
These are
On the park equipment?
minor expenses.
Yeah. Yeah, and then when we get it, we have to, so we're not in trouble with the auditors, we have to get a pre-approval on the budget we do, so we do I sign off on what code it comes out of when we do the thing, and then when the bill comes in, it's linked behind that bill on what code it comes out of. It came out of marketing, came out of supplies, came out of fuel.
You're talking about a limit per purchase or what?
No, a limit overall for a monthly. Because like what happened this last time, we were at 3,000, we had to do it, so then we have to call Wells Fargo, and we have to have them paid off real quick, and we have to wait 3 days, and it's difficult to get work done.
Is there a motion to increase the credit card limit?
Yes, I move to approve the increase to the Wells Fargo credit card of 3,000 for Charlotte and 5,000 for Tim.
Second.
Second by Mr. Gonzalez, all in favor say aye. All opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Okay?
CNA to approve facade grant for Ray Lambert.
This is something that we can do tonight, or we can wait. I know that one thing when we move forward, we wanted something to be here. Ray had something that he texted me. He had a water well go out and something with his cattle. And wasn't able to be here tonight. It's in there. If
Can we still do it if he's part of a board member?
he just have to abstain later on.
Okay.
One of the sense of urgency though is this building has been leased out with the company. I don't want to say on the. Not,
3H.
yeah, so 3H, if you look, this is what the current building looks like. We can just talk about it and go from there to figure it out. It's behind, you can still see it from the highway, so as he moves forward with, that's where Conley Hospital's at right in there. They moved it to their central campus. They took the old Wellmill building. That's what it's gonna look like on page 2.
Turner Lane somewhere? Or?
Yeah, 107 Turner Lane. So I think y'all's is backwards, so go to the second page. That's what it looks like right now. That's the next page. Yeah, we put them in. So that's what it currently looks like. It's just an old warehouse. They're gonna bring in a company with, right now, 11 to 15 jobs. It's a technology company, a branch of the oil field. In this 9,000 square foot building, because they're gonna, you can see it's kind of mismatched in colors and things like that from the highway. You can, this, where it says warehouse release, you can see that from the highway. So really, it's the front, and that part would be the facade look of it. It's gonna have 2 more companies built into it, hopefully within the next year, as we sign this contract, we work with the company, and it'll create up to 40 jobs here in the town. So, as you can see on the final page, a lot of it's like, because there's dust in there, they're working on bringing in like an asphalt-based recycled tar to get rid of the dust in the area. It has to do the windows and the awnings. If you look on, like, well, I guess that's what they'll look like. That's the color of the building. We always look for color samples. So that's the color they want to paint the building and make the awnings.
The tan or the blue?
The tan. Yeah. Talking about, I think that is tan. It's just the way it printed.
It's that
Yeah.
tan brown.
So, and then the signage, to put signage up on the building, up on the top, kind of where this signage is right here. They're gonna redo the signage from the highway from here to advertise the company. And on the highway as well. He has a space out front. They're gonna put some signage to let them know they're there.
Is this off the highway that I can't?
So
It's
it's right off, it's right
off
off.
the highway, you know, towards where he has his trailer park or whatever.
Yeah, so it's the old Wellman building.
Oh, okay.
And the one in front,
Okay.
they're actually coming in, the other business that had leased that out, they're gonna come in and ask for something later on, but it's been leased out, it's getting redone. That one building in the front is actually gonna look like the Wellman building. It's gonna be restuccoed and have like those stars and all that with that same rock. So we don't have that industrial look on the highway, so we have more of a
Yeah.
better presence in there.
When you say the one in front, is that the one that was an old furniture store?
Yes.
Okay.
It has like a brick facade right here.
Yeah.
That'll be, the entrance will be on the front. It'll actually be 3 stores, and it'll have the stucco facade, stuff like that to match.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And if they're gonna redo the parking lot, where it's just like a gravel parking lot,
Yeah.
they'll have a parking lot put in it. That's one thing that I stressed to Rain when he said, hey, well, and there's something with I don't know a lot about cattle being delivered and then the water well.
Okay, so it's up to 7,500 then?
Yeah, so if we get this approved, then it makes it easier when we get it approved later.
Is there a
Now,
motion?
in the past, you know, we've made some exceptions on the requirement to have the requester present.
Yes. So that's what we talked about tonight.
Because, you know, that we haven't changed the procedure or whatever you call it.
No, we haven't changed it.
But we made exceptions.
Yeah, we made exceptions with Alan, Mr. Carvajal, we made exceptions with the first time. And this one, Ray had every intention on coming, I got the text message just, cause I texted him back saying,
Did you say there was an urgency to get this approved?
for the company that wants to go in, yes. That's the reason why I want to.
How many workers are?
11 currently,
Right.
11 currently that are gonna come in, up to 15 with this one. He sent it at 519 this
So
evening.
this is actually a business coming in.
That's gonna create jobs and
Give us
help
some
me.
when we want. right?
Exactly, so and then, within this 9,000 square foot building, and I encourage y'all to go by and look what they're doing in there. They've opened up, they've like demoed out some of the rooms, and they've opened up walls, so it's a nice, and it's a massive facility they're gonna do inside of there. They're bringing in a paint booth out of Oklahoma to do some things like that, so. They're
What
putting,
type of business did you say?
it's an oil field type business where they, the technology side of it, so,
But it's creating 15 additional jobs
yes.
on top of the 11.
Yeah, they're coming in from like Poland and then I forget where was
Right.
Poland?
And if we keep this business, we can outfit their trucks at our models.
Yeah, so we're talking about, was as they come here, they went out fit like 200 trucks this next year, so we've showed them like Maro's Collision and things like that, and then we talked to Ancira and the other dealerships in here, how they can buy the fleet sales here and not have to do it, we can do like a one-stop shop and create all their business in-house. They didn't know that Amaro had they were sending 2 trucks to go all the way to Oklahoma to get repainted, and I showed them over there, took them to Freddie Amaro's place, and he has an 18-wheeler booth that's worth like $100,000, I think.
Yeah.
And I said, he has it right here. I said, why are you spending $40,000 to go there? Spend that money here. And so,
Okay, looks
So
good.
the only investment they're asking is for the facade.
the facade, it's nothing, no parking, nothing, it's just,
There's nothing else coming in. after
no, it's the painting of the facade. And I didn't do the whole building. I just did the building part that faces the highway and that's new. And like the other ones, you know, that's one thing I really do stress these businesses, it has to change the look from the frontage, so.
Well, it doesn't change on the minimum anyway, right?
No, no. So, if we get that one.
Is there a motion?
If permitted as we have in the past, and that is to exempt them from having to have a member present, I make a motion that we grant the request not to exceed 75. If those figures are correct.
Yes.
Motion by Mr. Gonzalez, second by Mr. Castillo, not to exceed $7,500.
That's the limit, right?
Yes.
On item 3H, all in favor say aye. All opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
We're on to I already. Mr. Reed, you want to go over the form,
Yes, so
in whatever order you want to start with?
before we get the form, me and Fred had some good conversations. I think we got it figured out finally how we're gonna do these in the future. Right, the wording. So there've been, he's calling himself a director and I keep thinking the director is me. So the directors is y'all and the director
Where
is
you put the
myself.
apostrophe makes all the difference.
We didn't tell you. I said, I've always have you in the bylaws as a board member.
Obviously, he didn't go
So,
below that.
he said he's. The Gretchen floor's a little.
Ben, do you want to do
Can
number
we,
5
can we
first?
have a little
Let's
break?
take
Now,
a-
let's take a break, we'll take a break. Now, I'm just gonna go through real quick.
5-minute break.
Okay.
Also,